Hello, Senior Stoner fan. Just the real Senior Stoner back at you for your Xvape Vista Mini 2 with Raw Garden Diamonds Diamond Dab of the Day. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining me. As always, if you enjoyed today's video, you know what to do. Most importantly, send a subscription. Hit that subscribe button. A like is appreciated. And I love the comments. Let's get started on today's topic. This is a topic that I thought about as a young person. I said it to myself all the time. I wanted to try to be like that because I was getting picked on, and I figured it would be a way to help myself defend myself. There's a lot more to it. How do we become badass and get the life you really want? Badass. How to change your life? Well, people sometimes change their lives by going to other countries. They change their lives by changing their appearances. But if you want to change an aspect of your life, it means starting or growing. It means moving. It means compiling ways to do things you've never done. Essentially, to be a badass, you got to shake things up and really achieve your goals. You got to stop worrying what other people think of you. It's a hard one to get your head around in America. But once you do, it's absolutely life-changing. The truth is that people will always have opinions, no matter what we do. Holding ourselves back and not chasing the life we want because of other people is just going to leave you feeling stuck. So who cares what other people think of us? We'd rather be the person who works towards their goals rather than the one who sits waiting. Invest in yourself first. Badass. That's right. Past high school, past college, most of us don't think about carrying on without learning, which is kind of a shame. What skills can you learn to help you to achieve your goals is the question. Instead of wasting time reading magazines, looking at books that teach you valuable things, or audiobooks to make your daily commute easier and free time more important and more fruitful. Always invest in yourself first. If you're in a train going or a plane going somewhere, try to build up your repertoire of things you know. Choose your influences wisely. You know, when you talk about making changes, one of the first things you got to consider is the influence of the new world on them. What do you think of that? If you want to be, let's say, an entrepreneur and start your own business, well, you got to stop reading horror stories about how bad the economy is. Your subconscious listens to everything that you tell it. We've got to choose and decide what we want to be true for us. Talking about directional things for us and the way we live, not global, more, I don't want to use the word political, but more national things that are important to others. We're talking about us now, individually. You know, a lot of people have fear of a lot of things. But one of the most important things I learned is to take action in spite of fear rather than waiting for the fear to go away. Think about it. Something you're fearful of is happening. You're waiting to hear it's gone away. You're waiting to hear it's gone away. You're waiting to hear it's gone away. Nobody told you it went away, but it went away 6 months ago. You see what I'm saying? You cannot wait. So when you're living in an exciting life, there's always going to be an element of fear because it's unknown, because you're going to be involved in new experiences constantly. There's always fear of the new. So rather than letting it stop us, we need to remember that we're just uncomfortable simply because we're traveling out of our comfort zone. And you know what that is for badass people? It's a positive, wonderful thing. Matter of fact, it should be on a billboard somewhere. Badass equals get out of your comfort zone. You want to maybe look at it spiritually also. I'm not kidding. Whatever your spiritual thing would be, Whether it's tapping, EFT tapping, meditating, chilling in a backyard on a hammock, or looking up into the stars at night. Whatever that practice is that works for you, make it a practice that's a part of your life. We have an infinite supply of wisdom and inspiration inside of us. All we need to give ourselves is the time to connect with it. And man, ladies, anyone, you just gotta watch how your life will change. It's incredible what we can do ourselves. Well, I'm a big believer in this, but unfortunately I learned it the hard way. We've got to let our past go. I dwelled on the past for many of my adult years, and it was a crush on my shoulders every day, frankly. We've all had painful experiences in our lives. It's just part of being a human being. But one of the things you got to do is you got to understand that if you have resentment, it's like holding a hot coal and expecting the other person's hand to get burned. You see, it's healthy to try to not carry resentment around with you. It weighs you down. If you're not sure how to let something go, be open to knowing more. Because if you know more, you look at things on an angular basis and cover all the angles, guess what? The answers will come. Let your past go. You know, you hear me talk a lot. You see me talk a lot. I'm a doer also. Everything I talk, either I've done or I do. This is not facade at Senior Stoner with me. We as a world, to become more badass, need to stop the talking when it's important and start the doing. Think about it. A lot of people make lists of the things that they're not going to reach as a goal. One of the best ways to stay stuck in your life is to constantly talk about things that never get done and never take action. If you want to be badass and really change your life or achieve a big goal, then let's commit to being someone who takes big action and talks about it after rather than the other way around. Do your thing and talk about it instead of talking about it and maybe not doing your thing. Stop talking. Start doing. Let's become badass. And ultimately, we need to listen to the people who have what we want. Maybe not listen to the broke person about how to make more money or grow your business. Sounds very obvious, but most of the time, many people are very quick to give the advice that they actually aren't qualified to be giving. Every time I talk about something that goes into a dangerous topic psychologically, I always mention please talk to someone professionally. I'm not a professional like that. So it's very important for us to be badass, to seek out the people who have the life that we want. Learn from them. Read their books, their comments, take their classes, meet with them, get firsthand knowledge, because that is worth its weight in gold. People are great imitators. People are great mimickers. Observational learning. B.F. Skinner, How People Learn. Guess what? If you observe people that are badass, you're going to pick some of their badass skill sets up. This is the real Senior Stoner, and we have been talking about how we can turn our lives into badass lives and how we can be badass people. I truly hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, you know what to do out there, family. Hit that subscribe button. Tell your friends about Senior Stoner. Let's get this thing growing up past the 20,000. Let's keep going. Who knows how big Senior Stoner can become? The numbers can go huge. But here's the important part about me and you all. I value every one of you. I don't look at you guys as digits and statistics. You're individual people to me. When I reply to everyone, I reply to you most often by your name. I'm respectful and I'm a badass. This has been the Real Senior Stoner. Thanks again for joining me, everybody. Here we go to our Xvape Vista Mini 2. Cheers. Taking it on red. We're going to watch for a little vapor to escape the top, and then we're going to dive in for our hit. And I'm going to have a badass hit. And I'm going to have a badass day. Maybe even a badass weekend. Cheers, everybody. And thanks for joining the Senior Stoner. Smooth. Cheers, everybody.